I'm going to be making a Taylor Swift inspired Animal Crossing New Horizons island. And to get the creative juices flowing, I've made album mood boards. Now, just a quick little disclaimer, I don't know everything there is to know about Ms. Swift, so I'm probably going to get some things wrong. I'm probably going to miss some very obvious references and imagery and things like that. So if I missed your favorite thing, or if you think that there's something that needs to be on this island that I missed, please leave a comment. Please tell me, because I need all of the help that I can get. Okay, so let's get into it. For the first album, we have Midnights. We are working in reverse chronological order, I think. So yeah, we're starting with Midnights. If I'm being honest, Midnights is not my favorite album. I love it. I think it's great, but it's not my favorite. So with Midnights, I really wanted a lot of purple. I wanted a lot of sparkles. I wanted more of like a dark, like, not like creepy dark, but like, it's midnight, So I want the glowing moss items and the pergolas and stargazing and cats and all that kind of stuff. And then for the villager for this section, I chose Tiffany. If you know, you know. I think that she would be perfect for this album. Okay, Evermore. Evermore is probably my favorite Taylor Swift album. So Folklore and Evermore are both my favorite albums, but Evermore is just a little bit ahead. So for Evermore, there's some pretty obvious things here. So like the Eagles t-shirt, and this is a very fall album, so I really wanted a lot of, the trees bounty items, the dead trees, the red leaf piles, and then I wanted a lot of like tables with, champagne bottles and all that kind of stuff. And then down here is a little homage to the song Coney Island. I'm on a bench in Coney Island. And I want kind of like a whole section to be Coney Island. Yeah, and then obviously for my villager, I chose Willow. Now, I don't think that Willow is the most perfect villager for the aesthetic, but her name is Willow, and if you know, you know. And I think that that is absolutely perfect. And then I'm going to have a lot of vines and stuff like that that are going to be kind of like ivy. Yeah. So with that, let's go ahead and move on to our next album, which is Folklore. Okay, so Taylor Swift says that Folklore is a summer album, but I get a little bit more winter vibes, so that's what I'm going to do. So with Folklore, I wanted a lot of blues. I wanted, the cardigans. I wanted playing card games. I wanted the candlestick holder thing, movies, and just stuff like that. White trees, because in the album cover, she's standing in a forest of white trees. And then skateboard outside the house, stuff like that. And then for the villager, I chose Marshall. All right, next we have Lover. I think Lover is very obvious. Obviously, lots of pinks and whites, purples, lots of heart imagery, lots of flowers. I'm going to be using a lot of the wedding items. And then up here, I have a little bow and arrow to reference the archer. And then I would love to have dollhouses in this section for the Lover house. And then for villagers, I have Judy and Gail. I couldn't pick just one, so I don't know. I don't know who's more perfect. Judy is very, like, spot on color-wise, but Gail has the heart. So I don't know. It's really hard to choose. All right, and with that, let's move on to our next album, which is Reputation. Okay, so the island that I'm going to be turning into this Taylor Swift island already has Phoebe on it, so that's why Phoebe's here. Also, she's perfect. Just look at her. So, I would also love to have a little cemetery for the old Taylor. Lots of newspapers, a lot of these like fire items. This one like shoots fire. And then we don't really have a lot of snake imagery in Animal Crossing, so I decided to go for the scorpion. Might also do tarantulas, I'm not sure yet. But yeah, I wanted to go very dark, very black and red. I think this one kind of speaks for itself. All right, and now let's move on to 1989. So now we're kind of getting into the albums that I don't really know that much about. I didn't grow up listening to Taylor Swift. So with this album and then all of the albums coming after this, I had to listen to the albums while I was making these. So if things are weird, that's probably why. But I think I actually got the color scheme kind of spot on for this one. I really do feel like this gives 1989 Taylor's version like the album vibes, like the cover art, So lots of whites. It's giving summer love. It's giving bike rides on the beach. It's giving, nighttime car rides. Yeah, all that. Just a lot of bird imagery and blues and whites and very airy and, all that. And then for the villager, I chose Azalea. I just thought she was cute. She's blue and white, and then she has a little flower on her nose. I felt like that was pretty cute. Okay, now red. I don't know if red is accurate at all. I don't know much about red. All Too Well 10-minute version is one of the best songs ever made, but I still don't really know much about the album itself. So I just went all out with the whole red thing. Yeah, I feel like this is pretty self-explanatory. It's red. I chose Poppy because she's red, and then I gave her a little trench coat and hat to pay an homage to the album art of Taylor when she's in the car. I am nervous about these parts where I'm going to be basing part of my island off of albums that I'm not super familiar with, but I'm going to try my best. It'll be okay. Okay, speak now. I know nothing about this album. I know that it's purple, and I know that there's the song Enchanted, which I think was written about the guy from Owl City. So that's fun. I must have gotten a lot of like wedding imagery when I was listening to the album because I see a lot of the wedding items. Purple pergola, gotta have that. Big red rose bed for some reason. And then for the villager, I chose Sydney. I don't feel like Sydney's as fabulous as this album is, but I think she's okay. She's purple. It's fine. Fearless. Again, I know nothing about this album. I think this album has the song about like Romeo and Juliet in it. This is like quintessential, like when I thought of Taylor Swift when I was 13, I thought of Fearless, I guess, and that Romeo and Juliet song because it would come on the radio constantly. And back then I was a little bit of a hater, and I didn't love hearing the same songs over and over again. So I just never gave this album a real chance, but here we are. It's giving, countryside, picnic. But I did choose Kyle as my villager because I thought it'd be really funny to have an homage to Taylor Lautner's character in Twilight. So that's why I chose Kyle, because he's a wolf. So yeah, just a lot of like yellows and like natural stuff and colors and neutrals and a horse and, that's Fearless. Okay, and then we have Debut, or just Taylor Swift. I don't really know. Is it just called Taylor Swift? I don't really know. I've said this a bunch now. I know nothing about this album. Literally nothing. I know that this is her debut album, her first album. Kind of what put her on the map. It's giving green, it's giving blue. It's giving, like springtime a little bit, I think. like springtime in the country. You're going to the country fair in the spring. Is that a thing? I don't think so. I think those are in the fall. Hay bales, you know, tractors. I don't even know if she references tractors ever, but yeah. And then like I really want to use a lot of these garden wagon flower item things and then put a ton of butterflies everywhere because I know that this album cover has a lot of butterflies on it. And then for the villager, I chose sweet little Molly because I just feel like she is perfect for this album. She's sweet, she's little, she's wearing a green dress, she's also a bird and yellow. I don't know. I just feel like she's perfect. All right, well, that is the end of my mood board. Let me know what you guys think. Let me know what would you like to see me add? What would you like to see me take away? If you brought out your pitchforks, please leave a comment down below telling me why, what I did wrong, and what I can change because, you know, I'm going to need a lot of help on this one, if I'm being honest. I might have to call in the experts. So yeah, anyways, well, go ahead and like the video and subscribe. Leave me a comment. Let me know what you guys think. Okay, bye-bye.